concerns about staffing issues on airline safety.
If people aren't coming to work, if they're not going to come into the office and report as per the date that you know what it is, everybody knows what the date is, it's been very well documented, then they're going to be terminated.
So you're not concerned though that if many people take that offer, there could be shortages that could lead to
Then they'll
safety
be
issues?
replaced with very competent people. We have a lot of competent people in this country.
Have you spoken to any of the families of the victims of the plane crash?
I don't want to comment on that.
Do you have a plan to go visit the site or meet with any of the
I have a
first
plan
responders?
to visit, not the site, because you tell me, what's the site? The water?
Or to meet
Want
with the
me to go
first
swimming?
responders down there?
I don't have a plan to do that, but I will be meeting with some people that were very badly hurt with their family member, obviously, but I'll be meeting with some of the families, yeah.
For years, Hollywood and Donald Trump were natural adversaries. The entertainment industry, known for its liberal leanings, has long been a bastion of anti-Trump sentiment. From award show speeches to late-night comedy takedowns, Trump was a favorite punching bag. But as the gears of power and money turn, a noticeable shift is emerging, a pragmatic alignment between Hollywood, big tech, and Donald Trump that no one could have anticipated just a few years ago. Let's dig deep into what's really going on behind the scenes.
People that claimed that they would leave America if Donald Trump became president again. In 2020, Barbara Streisand raised eyebrows when she said she'd move to England if Trump won a second term. She's still there. We, of course, saw Ellen leave with her partner, Portia de Rossi. She went to the Cotswolds in the UK. And actress America Ferrera claimed that she might be leaving at some point. Sharon Stone also said that she might move to Italy. Bring us up to speed on the celebrities that wanted to flee the state.
Hollywood is facing a harsh economic reality. Streaming wars have driven up production costs, international competition is fiercer than ever, and the COVID-19 pandemic exposed how fragile the industry really is. The result? An urgent need to rethink strategies to preserve its influence and profitability. Enter Donald Trump. While Hollywood elites may publicly detest his rhetoric and policies, some of his economic ideas have started to gain quiet traction within the industry. One of the key points is Trump's stance on tariffs and domestic production incentives. Trump's proposed tariffs on overseas manufacturing and outsourcing, particularly in places like Canada, Europe, and Asia, could directly benefit U.S. production hubs. Cities
Chair for Donald Trump from 2016, 2020, and 2024. She's now going to become the first female chief of staff in U.S. history. So it's notable. This is the first announcement from Donald Trump. He released a statement saying Susie is tough, smart, innovative, and is universal.
Trump's potential return to power also carries significant implications for Hollywood's global operations. During his presidency, Trump took a hard-line stance on China, imposing tariffs and restricting access to U.S. markets. For Hollywood, which has long relied on China as a major box office market, this created new challenges. However, the relationship between Hollywood and China has soured in recent years. Increasing censorship, restrictions on U.S. films, and rising nationalism have made China a less reliable partner. In this context, Trump's emphasis on domestic production becomes more appealing. By focusing on U.S.-based audiences and reducing reliance on international markets, Hollywood could insulate itself from geopolitical uncertainties. The role of media conglomerates like Comcast, Disney, and Warner Brothers Discovery cannot be overstated. These companies are the gatekeepers of Hollywood, controlling everything from production to distribution. While their public-facing brands often espouse progressive values, their internal strategies reveal a more pragmatic approach. For example, Comcast CEO Brian Roberts has reportedly maintained open channels with Trump allies, recognizing the potential benefits of a friendlier regulatory environment. Similarly, Disney's leadership, while publicly committed to progressive causes, has shown a willingness to compromise when financial interests are at stake. This duality, publicly opposing Trump while privately considering the benefits of his policies, highlights the complex relationship between Hollywood and politics.
The higher the tariff, the more likely it is to have them come into the
higher the tariff, the more you're going to put on the value of that piece, those goods, the higher people are going to pay in shops.
Ready? The higher the tariff, the more likely it is that the company will come into the United States and build a factory in the United States so it doesn't have to pay the tariff.
That will take many, as you know, that will take many years.
In fact, I'll tell you, there's another theory is that the tariff, you make it so high, so horrible, so obnoxious that they'll come right away. when I do the 10%, 10% is really, first of all, 10% when you collect it is hundreds of billions of dollars. The numbers that you're talking, all reducing our deficit. But really, so there's two ways of looking at a tariff. You can do it as a money-making instrument, or you can do it as something to get the companies. Now, if you want the companies to come in.
It's a delicate balancing act, one that underscores the industry's ultimate priority, profit. If Trump were to return to power, Hollywood would face a unique set of challenges and opportunities. On the one hand, his policies could provide significant economic benefits, from tax breaks to reduced regulations. On the other hand, his divisive rhetoric and hardline stance on certain issues could deepen cultural divides within the industry. The industry's traditional opposition to Trump is being tested by economic realities and shifting public attitudes. Whether this leads to a full-scale realignment or simply a temporary truce remains to be seen. The tech sector will also play a crucial role in shaping the narrative around Trump's potential return. Platforms like YouTube, Twitter, X, and Facebook have immense influence over public opinion, and their decisions on content moderation could have far-reaching implications. Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter has already shifted the platform's dynamics, with many conservative voices returning after years of suspension. Facebook's leadership, meanwhile, faces a dilemma: continue its crackdown on misinformation or embrace a more lenient approach in anticipation of Trump's influence. These decisions will not only impact Trump's political fortunes, but also the broader cultural landscape. As Hollywood and big tech navigate these uncharted waters, their actions will reveal the true extent of their alignment with Trump's vision. The growing alignment between Hollywood, big tech, and Donald Trump is a fascinating and complex phenomenon. It's a story of pragmatism triumphing over ideology, of economic realities forcing unlikely alliances. While the public face of Hollywood remains staunchly anti-Trump, the behind-the-scenes reality is far more nuanced. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: the intersection of politics, culture, and economics will continue to shape the entertainment industry in unexpected ways. Whether Trump's return solidifies these alliances or exposes their fragility, the stakes have never been higher. Like Los Angeles and Atlanta, already major entertainment centers, would stand to gain from policies that incentivize keeping film and TV production local. The Hollywood studios, long reliant on tax breaks from states like Georgia, could see even more favorable conditions under a Trump administration. While the studios might never openly admit it, the possibility of lower operational costs and increased subsidies is an enticing prospect for an industry that always keeps an eye on its bottom line. The shifting attitudes are most apparent in the executive suites of Hollywood's major studios. While many A-list actors and directors remain ideologically opposed to Trump, studio executives think differently. These executives are less concerned with political correctness and more focused on the financial implications of Trump's potential policies. For example, under Trump, there's speculation that antitrust regulations would become looser. This could pave the way for massive corporate consolidations in Hollywood, much like the ones seen during his first term. Companies like Disney, Warner Brothers Discovery, and Comcast are already eyeing further expansion opportunities. Trump's business-friendly policies could provide them with the green light to execute these plans, giving them an even greater monopoly over the entertainment landscape. Executives are also eyeing the potential tax breaks under a Trump administration. Corporate taxes, which saw significant reductions during Trump's first term, remain a tantalizing prospect. For media conglomerates, billions of dollars in potential savings could be redirected into new projects, acquisitions, and talent deals. The tech sector
Only people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything I promise.
His relationship with Donald Trump has always been complicated. During his presidency, Trump was openly critical of companies like Amazon, accusing Jeff Bezos of leveraging the Washington Post for personal gain. Yet behind the public clashes, there's a growing recognition in Silicon Valley that Trump's return could bring certain advantages. Take TikTok, for example. Despite being at the center of Trump's scrutiny, the Chinese-owned social media giant recently sponsored a Trump-aligned event. This move shocked many, but underscores a growing trend. Big tech is hedging its bets. Companies like TikTok, Amazon, and Facebook understand the importance of maintaining influence across all political aisles, especially as regulatory scrutiny intensifies. Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, faced immense backlash for Facebook's role in the 2016 election and its policies on political advertising. But Trump's return...
Is it true Donald Trump tried to give you money to endorse him one time?
I got a call, but they wanted me to, Sunday.
Oh, they wanted you to come yesterday?
Madison Square Garden?
This week.
They wanted you
yeah,
to
because they
pop
wanted
out
you to perform Mini Men. They wanted you to perform Mini Men at the RNC too, right?
Yeah, and they offered me $3 million.
To perform?
At the RNC or this past Sunday?
Huh? This past Sunday.
At $3 million. Mm-hmm. And then they offered you money for the Republican National Convention too, right?
You turned it
down?
down?
How much was that?
Yeah, I didn't even go far back. I wasn't talking to them about that kind of stuff. I'm afraid of politics. Do you understand? I do not like
you don't like no gang bang or politics.
No gang bang, no politics. You know, it's because when you do get involved in it, no matter how you feel, someone passionately disagrees with you.
That's everything, though. I mean, politics is worse, but that's
worse
everything.
But look, if you say, I stay away from religion, I stay away from politics.
Could bring a softer regulatory environment for tech companies, particularly around antitrust issues. With the Biden administration ramping up efforts to rein in big tech, many tech moguls see Trump as a more business-friendly alternative. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, once a critic of Trump, has become increasingly aligned with right-wing ideologies, particularly on issues like
With my mouth, I'm the farthest thing from racist. Is this what you guys wanted from me? You guys are affecting everybody in my life right now. I am taking accountability, full. Please, enough. I'm going to apologize to the man that I don't even care.
like free speech and censorship. Musk's acquisition of Twitter, now X, and his push to make it a bastion of free speech aligned closely with Trump's criticisms of woke culture. Musk's recent interactions with Trump-aligned figures further suggest a calculated
President-elect Trump's inauguration is now just 5 days away, and details of Monday's event are coming into focus a bit. Among those attending, President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, former Presidents Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton, as well as former First Lady Laura Bush and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Michelle Obama will not be attending the inauguration. That's according to a statement from the former First Lady's office. Other guests include tech giants Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos. The trio will have a prominent spot at the ceremony, seated together on the platform.
alignment in the tech world. While Hollywood executives and tech leaders are making subtle shifts, conservative celebrities have remained vocal in their support of Trump, often at great personal cost. Actors like Mel Gibson, Roseanne Barr, and Jon Voight have long been outspoken Trump supporters, earning both admiration and criticism. Roseanne Barr, in particular, became a lightning rod for controversy. After being fired from her own show following a controversial tweet, Barr has spoken out about what she sees as the loss of artistic freedom in Hollywood. Her case highlights the cultural divide. While Hollywood claims to champion diversity of thought, its treatment of conservative voices often tells a different story. Sylvester
And my fellow citizens, the golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization.
Mr. Stallone, another high-profile conservative, has largely avoided political controversy. Quiet support of Trump has not gone unnoticed. Reports of Stallone attending Trump's events have sparked debates about whether Hollywood's liberal culture is as monolithic as it appears. It's worth noting, however, that these conservative celebrities remain outliers. The majority of Hollywood's acting talent continues to lean heavily liberal, with stars like Mark Ruffalo and Meryl Streep using their platforms to oppose Trump and champion progressive causes. The rise of cancel...
I would be lying to you if I told you that I was not enjoying watching these woke freaks over at Hollywood completely lose it, have meltdowns over the fact that Donald Trump won the election. I'm finally getting entertainment out of these actors once more, you know, because they sure as hell haven't been entertaining me with movies or TV shows for the past 4 years. I ain't gonna hold you. But watching them completely lose it.
Culture has had a profound impact on Hollywood's relationship with Trump. Studios, always wary of public backlash, have distanced themselves from controversial figures. Yet there's a growing realization that cancel culture may be losing its sting. Take Dave Chappelle, for example. Despite facing immense backlash for his comments on sensitive topics, Chappelle remains one of the most in-demand comedians in the world. His Netflix specials continue to draw massive audiences, proving that controversy doesn't always equate to financial ruin. This shift in audience behavior has emboldened
resistance. I'm marching today for future generations. I'm marching for my granddaughters.
Some Hollywood figures to reevaluate their stance on Trump. While studios may not openly embrace him, they are increasingly willing to work with Trump-aligned talent if it means tapping into lucrative markets. One of the most significant factors driving Hollywood's quiet alignment with Trump is the prospect of corporate mergers. Under the Biden administration, the Department of Justice has taken a more aggressive stance against mergers, blocking...
It worries me that Christian nationalism seems to be gaining a lot more speed in the United States, and I don't like the idea that rights that women and other marginalized populations have worked so hard for so long are beginning to be...
Deals like Penguin Random House's acquisition of Simon & Schuster. Trump, on the other hand, has historically taken a more lenient approach. During his first term, major mergers like Disney's acquisition of 21st Century Fox were...
In 2017 was significantly bigger. I remember being on the streets with 500,000 people. I'm really glad so many people are showing up here today, but I think even though the numbers are smaller now than they were then, I think the energy is more intense and focused.
In contrast, tomorrow will be a day of celebration for Trump and his supporters at another pre-inauguration event. Thousands will gather for what's being called a Make America Great Again victory.
Proved with little resistance. This has not gone unnoticed by Hollywood executives who see Trump as a potential ally in their quest for consolidation. The potential merger between Comcast and Warner Brothers Discovery is a prime example. Such a deal would face intense scrutiny under the current administration, but would be far more feasible under a Trump presidency. For Hollywood's power players, this makes Trump's return an attractive prospect, even if they won't admit it publicly.